If we can stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks everyone for making it. Kristen, are you here for an application that we're going to cover tonight?
Yes, for Gerber Builders.
We don't hear her. Yeah, 4468 County Road 16.
Okay, so she's
Yeah.
here for an
Yeah,
application.
it
Oh,
says it up there. We
Yeah,
can't hear her, but it says it there.
oh,
Yeah, well-
okay. Yeah, we can't.
the audio up on top, see if, all the way on the left.
The more.
No, all the way on the
Oh,
left, audio, let's see if,
She-
try one of the,
She's not showing up as muted.
no,
Oh,
but,
She said something, we didn't hear it.
Yeah, it
The
did-
audio-
yeah, it might, try another set of speakers, select the speaker. Try that set,
This one?
yeah, maybe that's it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Woo.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, good,
So your IT as well?
good teamwork.
Have to be.
What other hats you got?
Right.
Alrighty, that was great. Let's see. Can I get approval of the minutes? Motion to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
You are officially.
I'm official now.
The resolution and everything. The board, the town board did appoint her. So, let's see, a report from the development office.
No, actually, we don't have anything right now to discuss. It's actually a slow month, believe it or not. Yes.
That was good.
Yeah.
Last-
Yes, yep.
On board, we had the board's meeting Monday night. That's at 6 o'clock. Is there anyone who can't make it? I know you can.
I know I can't make it.
I may not be able to.
And I'm gonna be in Canada. So Kim, enjoy the meeting.
Okay.
You know, for all you guys, I better come.
You guys covered?
If it's just
Mhm.
Kim, shame on all of us.
I haven't heard if Edith can make it or not, so, but, I don't believe you'll be able to zoom in because there's no.
That's
You
okay.
can't have foreign, it's all US only in the, how they have the Zoom set up, so.
It starts at
6.
6, okay,
And it's, in the courtroom.
yeah, okay.
I'll be outside of cell service, so even if I
What's it?
could. I said, no cell service where I'm going, so.
I'll try to zoom in, but I'll be at the school for a concert, so
I'll come.
It's what it is.
it'll be on pause.
It might be interesting to take part.
So,
Free food. I feed you, right?
Just gonna be pizza.
probably,
Yeah.
referral from the ordinance committee, we do not have any referrals from them. See, this last meeting, they talked about farm labor housing and incentive zoning. So,
I have a question.
sure,
Remember we had the client, the homeowner who wanted to put a shed in the conservation easement in Staplegate? And it was going, we wanted the town board to talk about it. Did that ever happen yet
I
that
do
we
not.
know of?
I
Do you know,
They,
Mike?
God, that thing went back and forth forever, and the poor guy keeps contacting me, and I keep telling him. The town board's supposed to discuss it. They haven't put it on the agenda because they didn't think it was that big of a deal, but
Mhm.
then Chris Nadler said. It's a conservation easement, there's no way, period, done.
Mhm.
So he took it right off the table.
What
that
do we
was
do
it.
about the people who
Yeah, I was
are
gonna say,
already in
But,
it?
and that's the
though?
thing, and I said to
That's
the,
the
he
only
said,
thing.
well,
That's not right.
and that's what the gentleman asked me, Mr.
Yeah.
Natale, he said,
Yeah.
what about the other people there? I said, that's up to you. If you want to file a complaint, he goes, I'm not getting into
You're
problems with
telling
my
him he has to
neighbors.
file it?
He would have to file, because, you know, we can look at Encore and see what we see, But what if it's been moved? I mean, that hasn't been updated since 2021. What if it's not there anymore or whatever? So we're not gonna go investigate every little detail we see. If someone puts in a complaint, we have to investigate. I said, you could do that and we can go investigate. He goes, I'm not starting trouble with my neighbors. So he said, I'll just put
I've
it
just been
somewhere else.
wondering about that, cause I
Yeah,
haven't heard.
I know that poor
anything.
guy, it was on, it was just
He
kept
was trying to do the right
being put on
thing.
hold, right, exactly.
And,
So.
and we did our part because we wrote a memo
Mm-hmm,
to redirect it to the town board.
Yes.
And
Mm,
Okay.
all right,
mm-hmm.
okay.
well, thank you for asking.
Yeah, that wasn't the one that was on the shared with the city and the town, right?
No,
The
no,
Weird little parcel.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess it was a really early conservation easement.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
All right, yeah, so I forget what they decided they were gonna talk. I think it was more incentive zoning at the next one. Probably. They don't set the agendas for the ordinance until really close out to the meeting, so I don't know what's coming up. Capital referrals, we can do the Gerber one right away. Let's see. All different because it's not me. Anybody get out to any of the properties we're reviewing tonight?
And on Encore.
I don't take this in very often.
4, 4, 6, 8.
Keeps me logged in, so I don't have to type this in.
So when did we review the neighbor? Just a couple of weeks ago to this parcel?
Yeah, it was like last
Yeah.
month, I think.
Which one?
The neighbor parcel to this.
The other, the Hollander.
Oh, yes, yes, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was last month.
So is that Gerber? Or no, that was,
I think they're all.
They're
It
the
was a
builder.
Gerber,
They're-
yep.
Yeah, they're the
all
builder.
builders. Yeah.
They're the builder.
that's what I thought.
Mhm.
Kristen.
Good, you got it, okay. Yeah, I'm figuring it out.
Alright.
Go through the
Anyone have any, Mike, are you familiar with this one or?
I'm
just-
looking at, Kristen did this one, I'm looking at her ZLD right now. This was single family dwelling, wastewater treatment system on a vacant lot in the R130. She has, let's see. Nope, no issues with this one. Vegetation to be removed is not shown on the site plan, and neither are the contours.
Kristen, did you have anything that you would like to share about this application?
No.
Nope.
Lost her.
We heard her.
Sorry,
It's okay.
it keeps going in and out.
Yeah.
We've
No,
been
I don't have anything to add.
So,
I have nothing to add.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Actually seems to be less steep slope
Yeah.
on this parcel than there is with the others that
It's the
we've
back one,
looked
right?
at.
It's this one, I believe, right, Mike?
That's that one in the middle.
Yes, yep.
The one on the real steep has already been built, right?
That's
To
the
the
septic
right.
all laid in there.
I know from their plans, they send all of the water to the roadside ditch
Mhm.
for these properties, so anything they can do on site to, a dry well or a French drain or anything like that, that can capture some of the rainwater, stormwater would be a great idea. I didn't have much more. We'd like to encourage native plants and trees in the landscaping and dark sky compliant lighting. Any other?
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out last month and looked at the other parcel
mhm.
and was impressed that it was good tree preservation. They had not, I think it was their fear when this was initially proposed, the subdivision. That there's not a lot between the houses in Westlake Road that have been, a lot of trees have been taken down.
Yeah, not a lot of comments that I have either. Are we done with this one?
So,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Did you have any questions, Kristen?
No. We're aware what to do. Thank you.
Bill, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. This is subdivision.
Mm-hmm. This is the Bruce Mink subdivision. When we started this was a while ago. He's got a 16.9 acre parcel that he's splitting into 3 different parcels. 2 of them are gonna have to require variances for the code. It cannot be 2.5 times greater than its width. So they're going for those variances, and the small lot is under an acre, and we require at least 1 acre in that zone. It's just under an acre, but
Oh, the scenic view shed, right?
exactly, yes.
Yeah.
So what is he doing with like the weird,
Yeah,
One
the
that's-
horseshoe shape.
That horseshoe shaped one. Don't know what he has planned on it yet. This is just for the subdivision. He already has variances in place in the past. Anthony was good enough to pull those up for us. And they, for that barn that's right on the road.
those are 2 like houses?
Yes,
So they're actually like putting them each on their.
yes,
own
that's why
lot.
there's, yeah, that's why part of the subdivision too, so they can separate them.
I got that. But they're not planning on like removing trees or?
None of that's been
doing any-
spoken about yet. It was just, he just wanted to get a subdivision in place.
Well, I know subdivisions usually put things in danger of development,
Mhm.
so. That would probably be my comment. Hopefully because there was a lot of trees,
Yes.
so
Yeah, so it's ridiculous.
wouldn't like to see those get taken down so close to the lakes.
It would be nothing to incentivize him to keep that 3rd plot natural without development. I guess this would not be a candidate for a conservation easement or anything.
No.
You can always ask a property owner what his intent is. You can always ask
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, it's hard to figure where a house,
Yeah.
a 3rd house would go.
But I believe that
Cause it
is in a
used to be
steep slope
it
area.
used to be, I think, or the barn and then the
We'll
existing
look at
house.
those lines.
Yeah.
Trying to establish 1 residence per lot, so
Right,
that was part of the
That's
reason for the
some sort of
subdivision
deal.
as well. What did you say, Kim?
Oh, I'm just looking at it on
maps,
Oh, yeah.
seeing that there's an ag field, so north of it.
You could pull up the Encore, that'd
Oh,
be- or
I'll show
something.
you.
Yeah, show me on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me grab the, so what you can do is, you can either type in the address. Sometimes that doesn't work for vacant lots that haven't had anything on them. So, yeah, you can get the tax map ID. It helps. The right one. And then you just click this one right here. You just scroll a little bit. And it will give you some blah, blah, blah when you first get into it, but it's available for anyone to use. Extend that. And if you're using the street address, just put in the number and then click whichever one, because whatever you type in probably isn't gonna match what they have there.
Oh, gotcha.
But when you see it in the list, if you see it, then you can just click on it. So, yes. And it looks, do you know which stream this is? So it looks like he's got like a
Yeah,
blue line stream.
It
there.
looks like it's going right
South
along the
of
property
Marquee.
line there.
Yeah,
I don't know what the name of that is. Is it on the map? Is it on the survey map, maybe?
sometimes you can see if they're big enough, but.
It's a gully. Important.
So we wouldn't, I mean,
It's the
those are,
gullies.
yeah, those are steep there, so
Yeah.
any development near it would be highly discouraged.
It like runs in the gully.
What's that?
It runs in the gully, the stream, you know, along the property line. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. So what are our recommendations?
So we'll see this again if they plan on building.
Yes.
Once the development
Mhm.
starts, and we can add our 2 cents.
That's when we'll have a lot of participation from the neighborhood. Because we've already gotten a lot of participation
really?
from the neighborhood.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Just dividing it up.
Just dividing it up, that we've had a certain family that comes in as much as possible and is fighting with him on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And it's just, they're just dragging us into it. So it's been interesting.
Hmm.
It's gonna get more so.
So dividing it up, is like, there's no actual change to the property. it's just
No,
property.
no, he just, I believe, I mean, he has several properties that he uses as short-term rentals. So I think he wants to add a few more. That's a speculation.
It's almost as though they're trying to get some privacy on both sides of the parcels.
Right.
But if developing that back area of the larger U-shaped parcel would be really environmentally problematic. Even if they could get access back
Mhm.
there, I don't see. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
you would have to put such a long driveway in back there, and then you're gonna be clearing for.
Prohibitive.
Yeah,
This is that red barn sort of structure,
There's a barn like right at the road.
but it's like a rental house,
I
right?
don't know.
It looks like it's converted into it.
I know they were renovating it, but I don't know the purpose of it.
Oh, the barn there, he claims it is not being used as short-term rental, but it has electricity, plumbing, a bedroom.
It looks like, yeah,
So-
we actually rented a house across the street from there.
Oh.
Because we occasionally, started buying properties, rent once in a while.
Mhm.
And yeah, and it looks kind of cool, but.
We reviewed that a while back
Long time ago, yeah,
Yeah.
we did. Mhm.
when they were doing those renovations.
So,
Yeah, it looks like
Our suggestion is that we don't have any problem with the subdivision, but we would have concerns with development of that. They call it lot 3, I think.
Yeah.
And it's within the scenic view shed too, right?
Mhm.
Correct, steep slopes,
Yep.
the gully that runs there, all of that would make it a sensitive area for development.
Mhm.
I think we can say stuff like that, so.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Something the neighbors. would be happy with.
Yeah.
Nobody's happy on
Yeah.
Right, Mike?
It's so true.
Also,
Really, like, you would think, it would, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Fallbrook Park, there's two, one is a site plan and one is a variance.
The variance is, right now they have an existing non-conforming. Right now, the building coverage is 30.7%. This is in the RLD. And 25 is maximum. That's what's existing. They want to go even further. They want to go up to 33.6%. Because they're tearing down and rebuilding the entire house, but they want to make it a little wider, a little bigger, move the front out a little bit more, as you can see, widen the driveway.
This is neat picture. There's a really good picture on Encore
Yeah.
comparing where
There
they are
is.
to homes
There's
around
a
them.
Site
Which
plan
are-
application and a
The same.
variance.
What they're asking is not out of
That's why
character
there's
to the
two
neighborhood.
numbers.
Right, so if they
You
apply for the
know,
variance
it's
first,
just
which they
how it
will,
goes out there.
if the
They can
variance
change the
gets
ordinance.
shot down, they wouldn't even
Yeah.
bother going through with that site plan. They'd revise their site plan, so they don't have to worry about a variance and then move forward with that.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as they stay within the footprint.
Exactly,
they need the
yep.
variance, right?
But they're going
They
outside of
stay in
it.
the current footprint.
Actually, that would be my suggestion,
Yeah,
for them to stay within their
Mhm.
current footprint.
that way they avoid a headache with everybody involved.
You
Yeah, it's a very tight.
it's, yeah,
I looked
we
at
can
the-
look at that one and Encore, it's.
Yeah.
see how-
Kim, I pulled up the parcel report
Okay,
and it gives a really neat oblique of the neighboring houses and it shows that kind of what they're requesting is very similar to what's
On
already
Fallbrook, it
around
is,
them.
yeah, those lots are all packed.
Because that's just how it's been on a
Mhm.
couple of the neighborhoods on the lake, the tight lots.
but it's,
But that's a
It's
really
harder.
good picture
I'll.
Mhm.
for us to take a look if you just, even if you just go into the report,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, yeah, Encore has other information you can bring up, like the.
That's new, that oblique is new and that's
Mhm.
very helpful.
Interesting.
You just go over there and find the report where you
Sure.
can do a report. I
The-
found that, I
the
think that, I
detailed
think you
report,
guys
right?
would like that with photos, see,
With photo,
yeah,
alright.
it's helpful.
I think I clicked that. I think I always go to the detail one.
Yeah. Well, maybe that one has it the same too, but
It might not.
I don't know.
But this just falls in the characteristics of that area.
Mhm.
where
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
But it's
Constantly gets triggered for our review
Yeah,
because
Push the
Sandy
download,
Beach,
and
Sandy
it'll
Beach and
just pop up.
Fallbrook, it needs to, there's some ordinance
that?
revision.
yeah,
there is no place for water to go.
You can tell that they're between those two protruding docks into the lake.
Mhm.
You know, when you look at the picture of the homes,
It's
they're like
usually
right
this
next
one.
to, yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's that one.
There's a-
But the houses on, you know, the two next door to them are large.
Well, they just want it to be close. They want their house closer to those houses.
Really?
Cover up more of the green space
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
here.
Yeah,
It's probably
Yeah.
not very usable green space for.
yeah, but then you're creating more runoff into the lake.
Exactly. I mean, there's no place for water to go already, and it's just getting worse.
That's the golf course, that's the country club across
Yeah.
the way.
Mhm.
They don't know, this isn't one of the ones that has across the roadway,
No, it's
garage
not a split,
types.
yeah, not a
Yeah.
split.
No.
No.
Okay.
Sandy Beach.
No, not one of those.
I would suggest denial of the variance and they revise their plans to stay in the same footprint would be my suggestion. These places are so tight already.
But you're saying on either side that those places already have variances.
Some some of them do.
Yeah. But there's, so precedence doesn't matter.
Right,
Okay.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
Through the years, it's been that way.
yeah,
Even though now we're all here and we're saying, wow, this is not our code, or it's
Mhm.
just been done so many times. Whether it makes it right or wrong, it's just how it is.
Oh, I forget how many years ago it was, but now they rezoned a lot of places to bring more into compliance because all these places were out of compliance as far as like building coverage, lot coverage. And the idea was that they wouldn't go up from there, but everybody seems to wanna always be building bigger and bigger on these little postage stamps. And it's a challenge.
Sometimes they will present the board with a table of variances that have been granted on neighboring properties in order to compare their project with what is already in the neighborhood, whether or not this has been done,
yeah. that's
I
what
don't
curious
know,
about,
but
right?
kind of to plead their project, you know?
Yeah,
But that is their responsibility.
Yeah, whether or not it's part of this package, I didn't notice it.
so the site plan doesn't matter if the variance doesn't get first.
Variance comes first, and then they can move forward.
Correct.
And I noticed that they had a French drain in the back, or dry well in the French drain in back. But it just kind of like goes out.
I thought I saw some plantings
have
on
a
this one, is there?
planting.
That's the one, they've got some trees and things right there.
It would be kind of nice if they're gonna just like shoot that out towards the lake, if they like actually made a rain garden. And kind of use that in a rain garden, they would get less funnel into the lake. And there's no place where they're sending that drain on the front by the garage.
Do they have an underground? Did they show that at all?
I actually, Mike Murphy noted that there was no discharge for this one.
Oh,
So I'm
guess they-
sure
I
dug
guess
into
they
it
better
deeper.
do that, right? They better design something.
But if they were going to put it in like a rain garden or something in their back corner there, they could send that back that way as well.
Yeah.
Is there a species list there? It looks like there's.
Yes.
Identifiers.
If I remember right, they were natives.
I mean, it's nice that they're actually taking into consideration the screening and stuff, so that's a
River
good
birch,
thing. Okay.
They had a hydrangea
little
and,
leaf
little
hydrangea,
blue
ruby
stem.
slippers,
Okay.
oak leaf hydrangea.
and little blue stem grass. So they were using natives, which is a nice thing. That would, see, they just kind of like shoot it out here. I'm like, that would be perfect if they're gonna kind of direct it out that way to make sure they have like a rain garden or something to put it in.
Does that plan somehow indicate how the footprint is bigger than the current footprint?
Let's see,
The light
let me
gray.
shrink it back. So if we go up to the existing,
You just have to, yeah. go up and compare.
That's
Yeah.
what's, the red is what's there.
Okay.
and it's kind of hard when they're, you look at them on the different sheets like that.
Yeah, it'd be a nice to have overlay.
Now, usually there's like this little thing where it will tell you existing, what they're proposing,
Okay.
and what's allowed. That can help you kind of work the numbers and see the numbers between the. Comments, any other comments for this book?
More thorough drainage plan to the roadside anyways, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Rain garden's always a good idea. So when the houses are inspected for final, do they also inspect plantings that are proposed to go in?
Yes.
They do that?
If they're in the plan.
If they're in the site plans, everything gets,
Everything
Inspected.
gets checked, okay.
and if they don't survive a certain amount of time, the grass doesn't grow, the trees don't survive, they're required to replace them.
Okay.
Okay. Good to know.
I know recently Mike Murphy asked me about, these ones couldn't get certain plants for their planting.
Yeah,
And this was what they wanted to get instead. And I looked at it and figured it out and said, yeah, that's right.
yeah,
But it was something that, they just couldn't get what they had proposed.
I see.
So if you look at that little chart you just said, so the other one, the building itself, they're saying the rear setback is only going to change. I'm looking at that chart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were up here because
yeah, it's time.
I got the wrong glasses.
So they're not changing the front or side setbacks, just the rear. By half a foot.
For the building, but they are still doing more coverage on the land
Yeah,
itself.
yeah, no, I'm just looking.
Yeah. Yep.
So does the garage count in the building coverage?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, so the building coverage isn't changing too much.
And 6 was.
Yeah. 45.4 to
but,
46.
but their lot coverage is
Yeah.
going up
Yeah, quite a bit.
almost 5%.
Yeah.
Which, when you're talking like, how much they have to work, with,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
quite a lot.
And the rear is the lakeside.
Does everyone else feel that they should try and stay in footprint?
Yeah, definitely.
They're ridiculously tight for that one side.
So when I write up the minutes, I write up our recommendations as well. But if people want to review, go out and review things and send me a report, I can always use those recommendations and add whatever additional comments we have. So we used to do that.
I think it's also worth reiterating, as per precedence, what we said for other projects in Willis on that side of the lake, because this needs to be addressed.
Yeah, either different zoning or.
Higher up, basically,
Revision
so
of
that
the
it's not just
ordinances.
continually,
Right,
I know it's kind of spinning in the mud,
we're a
but
broken record.
Well, I mean, the existing building is already over the
Correct.
required, right? So they're already bigger than-
yeah, but these zoning areas basically had continually this and the other ones on that side. We tried to work with, what was it last time? We were trying to work on something zoning wise. And that kind of never went anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah Linda had some
Yeah.
good ideas,
It's a tough thing to
but it
fight.
was in the Sandy Beach.
It's tough.
Well, what would you suggest for here?
Well, I mean, similar to like what we're doing on the other side of the lake and maybe to a lesser extent on this side, just where the split lot coverages are, we're already looking into that, where we're looking in totality of the property parcel and rezoning them. I don't know if there's a way for areas like this. I mean, they kind of already are, they have their own zoning, but in these smaller, high density, high development areas, I don't know if there's anything else you can do to make sure that they're staying compliant and there is no variances, basically, like at a certain point, it is what it is, whether it's like you said, good, bad, and different, like the town has to just draw a line, basically. I know it's hard to do, but
So this is residential lake district?
Yes.
So, yeah, but it's distinct from a lot of the RLD that we look at, definitely different.
Yeah, it really is.
does anybody ever come back in the other areas and say, you know, these areas are over 30%, why can't we do it here? I mean, we've never seen it, but it could happen, correct?
And and the RLD with they divide it between less than 10,000, 10,000 to 20,000 and over square feet. Your coverages change, so.
Right,
That was
right.
what they put in a number of years back,
Yeah.
to
Oh, that
try
was a
and bring
change, yeah.
Yep.
these places in compliance.
Right.
And when they were talking about that ordinance one time, because they were talking about the permeable pavers, and there's all sorts of coverage talk. Kevin O'Feeney had said that the idea was that that was like a line in the sand that you wouldn't cross, sort of thing, but
It's already happening.
Mhm.
yeah.
That's why we try to do the permanent pavers as a way to like kind of help out with the situation,
But people have to take care of them, otherwise you might as well put it in concrete.
but yeah.
So,
That's true.
So the zoning, they're changing it so that they can get away with bigger stuff, right? Is that, so they're compliant essentially?
Well, I
But
mean,
then they push the envelope, right?
Well,
That's like
they've
another-
tried to make
Always,
it so it's
always.
more in line with everything and work with the people that are there.
Right,
But
Yeah,
there's still
it's
the,
kinda dealing with
hey,
the
they still
reality.
have theirs a little bit bigger. Why can't it be
Yeah.
like that for us?
that's
It's
one of
only
the,
1 or 2%.
right, and that's one of the variance questions, is it out of character for the neighborhood?
Right.
I mean, they look at something like this or Sandy Beach and they say, they're built right up to the property lines, they're up to 60% coverage. I'll let the next person do it, and then it gets up a little higher and a little higher, and that's what the one we had to deal with Susan Wade. She just kept
Yeah.
adding, and then when she wanted a little bit more, and so the ZBA looked at it and said, how much more do you want? You're at 51%, she goes, I need 52.1. So she's, you know, she just keeps adding
That's
to
the
it.
one that our
That's what-
letters about.
That's what we
Right.
looked at last week, or last.
Yeah,
Yeah, last
like
month,
the
yep.
little property across the road.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
I
it,
drove by that.
but then it continually changes
Mhm.
the neighborhood to make it more impacted. And
Exactly.
that becomes the
Right.
new norm, so it's an ever moving.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
So
never
some-
gonna hit it, so like,
Mhm.
we can review it, put our comments in, but it's gonna have to happen. But I don't know, I don't,
The zoning board will do
You're
what
gonna
they
have to,
do.
they're gonna have to do denials and
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
bringing it back down.
Yep. That would be my suggestion. Any other comments for this one?
Mm-mm.
Alrighty. So that takes care of two of the, well, we pretty much talked
Yeah.
about the other. Talked about the Gerber homes. In the Kepner Road, that one's totally,
That's off.
that's all.
Oh, it's off?
They pulled it off.
What was that one?
That's in the form-based code. They wanted to construct an
right,
addition on
right.
their building.
Yeah. So the
I'm
car
not sure why we
dealership?
got-
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it got.
Yeah, why
on
did
ours.
we get that?
I don't know why it's on here.
It seems like the environmental shouldn't be seeing that one.
I wouldn't think so.
I do not know why.
Cause
they
they're
put
right
it.
on 332.
Mhm.
It's Toyota, right?
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, they pulled it because they realized they asked for way too many, ridiculous variances. And they said, you know what, maybe we'll just look at it again. Okay.
And they're close to a wetland.
Yeah, oh, yeah. yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why we got it. then.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a
Okay.
wetland on the backside.
All right.
Well, there you go. That's why.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
All right. Okay, On Olympia Drive. I actually visited that one
Kristen worked on this one. I'm not familiar with this one at all. It's a landscaping plan.
Landscaping, yeah.
I've biked by it several times. so I know.
They got kicked back because they chopped down trees they said that they were gonna keep.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I heard about that.
They always deal with like flooding of the road there too, right? Mount Olympus.
What's that?
I believe they deal with a lot of surface flooding there. Pretty
Yeah,
continuous.
I can show you so this is the.
The photo of the site is cool.
Oh, well,
Of a
they're
house under
constructing,
construction.
I
Yeah, that
saw
was,
that.
Yeah, I can do that one too. So this is one view of it. This is the house. You can see that. I don't like this preview. I'm not gonna use it.
There it is.
Get rid of that. It would be nice to have like two screens up here.
Just
Oh, yeah, we have Zoom going. It's very nice.
figure out how to make those two talk to each other. That would be cool.
Yeah, so, let's see. Just open them up. So there's the house. They had trees and you could see that in their
Yeah.
construction picture that they had trees in here. They
Yes.
chopped them down.
Mhm,
You can see there's a stump.
Yeah, better-
You
better
can
view
see
now.
some stumps still in there.
mhm.
But this is slopes down right to County Road 16.
Yeah, pretty steep.
They were supposed to be preserved. Is that
They-
the-
It was in their site plan to leave them. So.
and they weren't ash or anything diseased or.
They were trees that they were gonna keep.
Pictures that are of the house under construction
I
actually
can-
show those trees
Yep.
Yeah, Before
I
they,
can do that.
before they were no longer.
The landscaping plan has trees in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything they want
Oh.
to put in, yeah.
What?
The
Yeah.
landscaping plan.
Yeah. So
I got
But
comments
there's
on
the,
that.
did you see the photos of the house under construction?
No,
And
I
it looks
did
like
not.
down
show it to us.
toward the road. There we go.
Oh, wow.
There's all the
Okay.
trees.
They took all those out.
I'm blocking their view.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yep, but this
So-
is scenic view shed.
So what were the consequences of them doing that?
They gotta go back.
The three
They're
plans.
getting reviewed by us again. They'll get
Okay.
reviewed by the planning board, but
They're not putting seedlings in. I mean, they're putting 2-inch diameter.
Yeah, what is the requirement for
Trees
that?
that-
Is there?
There's
I would think
landscape.
there
I'm not
should be.
sure. I believe Mike Murphy was very strict about that. I think he wants
Yeah.
like good sized trees
Oh, okay,
replaced.
cool.
I want some different ones.
Well, tell them.
Some beautiful sycamores.
Yeah, oh God, that'd be wonderful there, right?
They're
Never
putting in a
have them.
London plane instead of like, they could just put in an American sycamore.
Tulip tree,
What's that?
a tulip tree up there.
They got,
Does
they
that
got.
say tulip?
Yeah,
Is it
Rose of
existing?
Sharon.
Yeah, Rosa Sharon's invasive. They're putting in Japanese spirea, which is invasive.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a list of, it's a
They-
list of everything not to put in. Really.
They've got
That's a good idea.
magnolias, which grow very slow and aren't going to help
Hmm.
that slope at all.
Tulip trees will break down over time. pretty
Mhm.
bad.
I didn't see tulip tree in
Oh,
the
wow.
list.
Yeah, it's up
I thought I
top.
saw something up top.
They're good at hiding
That
the rot
one.
on the inside until they go.
Oh.
Yeah.
That says tulip, right?
Yeah,
Is that an existing one?
it might be.
Oh, I don't know.
I was looking at their
Maybe.
planting schedule. It's-
Maybe it was existing.
Do they have the slope where they're all going in?
What's that?
Oh, okay, right there, that line. That's,
There's a lot of plantings.
is that
proposed.
grass path, the crusher run that's in there now, or the gravel?
It just says
I
grass
don't know.
path, maybe, or it's going to be then.
But yeah, if you look at their planting schedule, it's like,
There's a lot of plants.
there's a lot of plants, but, yeah, Rosa Sharon.
The green
They got a few hydrangeas. I think some of the hydrangeas might be native.
couple spider.
The spireas are invasive. I think the swamp rose mallow would be native. Russet shade, sage is
Yeah.
not.
Where
Wait,
And
Russian
the
sage is
shoreline
on there.
note is right
Russian,
on this plan.
Russian sage is on there.
Okay.
I love those. I can't get those to grow for nothing.
I
They're
would
pretty.
really suggest some, different landscape.
Yeah, we recommend the new list that the tree committee provided
Yeah, that's a good
as a
idea.
review.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So the tulips are short-lived? I thought they
No,
grow
they
fast.
just, they grow fast, but
Yeah.
like we had one at our property and it's a common issue where they'll have like hidden rot inside of it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like a-
But that's
Very
not in the
soft
fruit
planting
picking.
schedule.
Yeah, they're hard to
So-
cut with the
No,
chainsaw.
it's not
because they're-
there, yeah.
They're so
So
wet.
maybe that's an existing.
But they-
Yeah.
The photo again.
They're beautiful, they're healthy. and
Yeah,
tall,
oh, yeah.
Oh, I
they're
love,
pretty.
I love tulip trees.
The kids always like the goosefoot leaves that they have.
Mhm.
I mean, that would be the strongest recommendation we can have, is just to review what the tree committee's approved recently and
Hmm.
follow the list of natives that are preferred.
And avoid invasives.
Yeah.
Right, we want to say that, right?
Yeah, they'll also
Yes.
get really unruly and like destroy whatever views you have too. I mean,
I would suggest to the planning board to not accept this landscape plan. Require a new one,
I don't know if that path is existing or whatnot, but
not from the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
would-
think it's in there.
It's
There
not
is some
existing.
gravel in there, but I.
yeah, I would recommend making that a little more meandering than how they kind of have it going straight down to the road like that.
Okay.
It'll be a wash.
Yeah.
Yeah, wash out.
Just because it's a known area where they have washouts and everything.
It was reasonably steep. It took me I like went up on the Linda and I'm like, okay, which house? I'm
Yeah.
like, counting on the map, I'm like, okay, I think this is supposed to be it.
It's a
So-
private drive, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Maintained by the
It is.
homeowners.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I know we've, this has popped up over the years where there's a lot of washout happening there.
93 Spire.
Oh,
A lot.
Yeah,
It's a big, yeah, big project.
There's a lot of spiders.
there's a lot of really beautiful native shrubs,
Mhm.
a lot of ones that bloom. So if that's.
Hazelnuts, blueberries, stuff that'll help out the wildlife.
Well, there's the list that Edith made, you know,
Oh, yeah.
summer sweet, all sorts of really beautiful shrubbery that you don't need to resort to.
And there'll be a lot that will work with preserving the view too from the second story
Yeah.
too. I mean, it'll help shield the lake and views from the lake, but also
Hmm.
still be able to see the lake from their parcel.
Who was their landscaper who put this together?
It's Dan Hackett. He works with Ted Collins.
Okay.
So he's been around a long
Mhm,
time. He's
mhm.
done many landscape plans
Hmm.
for
Okay.
lots of folks around the lake, so.
I think it'd be good for outreach too, for a lot of the landscapers, nurseries that are working on the lake. Maybe we should reach out or provide them with a list of the tree committee.
Proactively tell
So
them.
so that they're aware, so they don't have to
Yeah,
waste their time.
That's
doing
true,
these
too.
Yeah,
jobs.
that's a good idea.
I,
Just so they know what Canandaigua would prefer.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
I haven't gotten the tree list yet. I had put the shrub list up.
Okay.
I suggested to Edith that maybe they should add a page or two in the beginning, just to say,
Yeah.
you know, this is how it's intended to be used.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I mean, instead of just having it in the office or on the applicants, reach out to everybody.
That's why I think a couple of, you know, just some information in the start, how it's intended to be used, and if they have questions, who to contact that.
Mhm.
What's that forest tree down? Bloodgood?
What's that?
The fourth tree on the list.
Or the bloodwood.
London Plain. So instead of that, I would suggest just putting in the American sycamore
So plane trees aren't sycamores?
that are across.
Ah.
They're not actually the native tree, they're a cross between, I think, the Asian and the American tree. So it's not actually.
Yeah.
My Latin names from school 20 years ago. It had a cool one though, I know that, American sycamore.
What? Yeah, and it's like. I would really suggest some other things.
All those trees they took down now, and we're supposed to do that, does that come with a fine or anything? How's that work?
They got a violation letter,
Okay.
and so I believe that this is probably some of their trying to make that better, but
Okay.
they're not gonna make it better by.
Yeah,
Because just looking at that picture. let me see if I can find-
Kudos to the town for picking that up.
Mhm,
I think it was a complaint they got.
Some neighborhood old man.
mhm.
Yep. I believe that was it.
There was a guy down the way too, along this entire woods that was right next to the lake.
Right.
Clear cutted it, some of them.
I guess they do it. Every once they're done, you can't put it back. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, they can, but.
Unfortunately, it happens, so just go ahead with it and ask for forgiveness,
So
but now the
looking at
town will
those
actually
that,
enforce stuff.
You know, it's
Mhm.
probably something like.
Horse surveillance drones.
hickory.
I'm sure they put it out there, see one occasionally
What's
fly
that?
over our
That's a real
property
shame
every
they
couple
all came
years.
down.
Wish I had my son's
Wow.
pellet gun, I'd shoot at it, I don't know if I can though.
But that's probably how
Federal
the
offense,
place
I think.
got
We protect it, yeah.
approved by the planning
My
board.
property's not, but their drone
because
is.
That view,
Yeah.
those trees would soften the view of the house, nothing is softening the
No.
view of the house.
No, it's like. I was like, oh, that house, yeah.
So there's quite a lot that they took down.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say, I mean, some of them look like they might be.
What's that?
I mean, some of them look like they might be ash, but I can't really tell.
Yeah.
from there.
Ash and hickory are hard to tell apart,
Yeah.
they're like that.
Just that light bark without seeing.
But that would have been something if it was a bunch of dead ash,
They would have
they
made
could
a
have
note of it,
contacted
yeah.
the town and
Mhm.
worked with them and. Yeah. That's what we got.
I need to sneak out.
Oh,
Thank you all.
Yeah, okay.
have a happy birthday, right?
Yeah, It's more for mom and dad and his siblings than him.
Yeah, at the house or no?
What's that?
At the house? or-
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day,
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Justin.
Definitely.
He's a nice kid.
So, any other suggestions? I know the path was suggested, not a.
Some native grasses would be good.
Oh,
Yeah, some
actually, there's some very beautiful native grasses.
that really holds some soil.
Yeah.
Hold soil that isn't, the tree roots are gonna go very deep, but what about the surface, the surface layer of topsoil?
Mhm.
Some native grasses would be exceptional for that slope.
It was horrible. It's just like brushy and.
It could be,
Yeah, it can be very nice.
it's like an empty canvas. It could be absolutely drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah,
With
and-
the right touch.
Oh, certainly.
And very natural, very befitting for this area. It could be a showpiece of what a native plant garden could be.
Oh, definitely, definitely, and more people are getting on board with the native plants. Yeah. I agree, I think that pathway, I was driving my son to work today while there was the downpour.
Okay.
And it was like, there's just like water running down people's driveways
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff, so, yeah, I mean,
Kim, this is another thing that we should recommend.
sure,
So it's audubon.org native plant site, so you can put in your zip code
okay,
and it gives you all kinds, it's not just trees, it's all kinds of, essentially bird friendly stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Audubon.
very nice.
what's it called?
It's, I put in Audubon native plants and get it. It's a native plant database. Yeah, it's really useful. But that's because the tree committee is recommending trees, but this can have all kinds. of
Yep.
other-
Mhm.
Definitely. I would probably suggest to soften their view up through here, they can add some smaller trees. They don't have to add all, gigantic trees, but, your things like service berries and red buds. And you can do a lot with some of those smaller trees and, soften your view,
Okay, yeah.
be great for wildlife and they're really great.
Are red buds pretty hardy? Are they resistant to fungal problems that other
I don't
trees?
know. if any,
Okay, okay.
Actually, as they get older, they get really kind of, that spread and they're really pretty actually in the winter time.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
So-
very nice tree.
There's a lot of, witch hazel, you can put those in, spice bush, there's a lot of really, really wonderful smaller things that can go in.
And so so this will give you best results. So I just put in our zip code. We get 86 plants. And the best results because they're good for birds. And then your full results are $320. Include the ones good for birds and not too good for birds.
Plenty to choose from.
Pretty expensive.
Plenty to choose from.
Plenty to
it sounds
choose
like,
from.
yeah.
Almost certainly. There are some of the landscapers in the area and stuff like that, like Procolo. They do a lot of rain gardens and native planting, so there are some resources that you can work with in the area too. Anything else? Pictures, so. I took some pictures today.
Let's see them.
Oh, did I? I think I should couple them already.
Were you out there during the rain?
Yeah, yeah, they're right.
Okay, so these are your pictures.
Yeah.
That's what you've been
Oh,
looking at,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. I just took them from, County Road 16.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's gravel in here, there's
I mean,
Needs to be cleaned up
stumps,
and-
meaty stuff.
It's gonna be a big disturbance.
I mean, a year or two ago when I was biking by there, it was just dirt. So it's all just, yeah, it's grown in, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever's gotten there.
Early
It's received.
professional stuff.
Yeah.
Wins the first rounds of
Yeah.
the competition for salmon water.
Goldenrod.
Usually most aggressive stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be a huge disturbance. if they did all that.
Great allergy stuff.
Goldenrod, not so much.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's, I'm being.
All right, we're done with those. Let's see. Newsletter articles, thank you for the newsletter article. Would you like me to use that second part of it next month? It was like,
Yeah, I could
was-
work it up.
it was like about remediation and resources and stuff like that. It was just, it was a big article, so I'm like, maybe I'll split it.
Well, I never got to what can be done, the possible solutions.
Okay, there was a bottom piece.
Oh, there was. Oh, was it about different solutions, biological versus chemical? I forgot that was on there, just cut that right off.
I did,
Thanks,
and
thanks.
then if you wanted, you can always include more next.
Oh,
week.
yeah, I'd like to, I'm trying to get Lindsay to, if she's not replying to emails, I want to find out what the town has done already. I went up and looked at the trees again, they're tagged. I don't know what year they were treated. Dan described how they were treated, Dan on the tree committee. how they were treated by
Miriam?
chemical injection.
Dan Marion,
Dan.
Dan Marion.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
the arborist.
How many do they treat? There's a lot up there.
It's like a big old
Yeah,
needle slowly
right.
introducing at a very time,
Yeah.
takes a lot of time, I don't know how expensive it is.
Yeah.
But there are biological solutions.
Right.
Cornell Institute lab is trying to establish a breeding line for a kind of Japanese beetle
Yeah,
that coexists
Wow.
in Japan with the aphid,
yeah.
and keeps it in check. So
Well, that'd be great.
with the adelbid and keep it check. So, the idea is to introduce them here, and it has gotten the state's DEC permission to do so on a trial basis.
Yeah.
There's even some communities, they have, beetle release parties. People have- Let the bugs out.
Yeah.
So they can go get the other bugs,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So, yes, I'd work up something, shorter, but.
The
possible
length was
solution.
fine, but I thought the article was long enough that there was that other piece that I'm like,
Oh, I thought I hacked that up, I'm sorry. I did put something at the end of the article, in a future article.
yes, I left that in.
Okay, great, thank you.
So,
I finished the article and when the car was parked, my wife wanted the Saratoga Springs long weekend, was her birthday, like, I'm coming, dear, I'm coming. Under the gun.
no, I think it was.
It was a
well
good
received.
article.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. It was good.
Mhm.
I do love those hemlocks.
Yeah,
I love
they're
that area.
cool
I'd
trees.
like to take that switchback trail right down to the gully, and you can see really the
Yeah.
hemlocks at work. It's amazing how they wrap themselves around rocks and just hold that shoreline in place.
Yeah.
Without them, that gully, I think within a decade would be very
Mm.
different
Mm.
topography.
So, June 21st is the deadline for any articles, and if anybody wants to submit one, always happy to get them, and we can have more than one article, it's fine.
See if I can work up the second half.
Okay,
It might be short, but I do want to find out what the town's already done. When did they do it? How effective was it? How do we know?
perfect,
And then get into what the Cornell Institute is doing with the line of insects, and
Mhm.
really, is that feasible for our community? But I don't want to start talking about that without sitting with Parks and Rec and saying, have we ever considered this? Would you consider this for those trees?
Yeah, I thought they participated in. I thought there was like a parasitoid wasp or something. This is a few years back that they,
Oh,
and I don't think it went anywhere. I think they released them and they, didn't take, but
okay.
this is a while
Should
back,
find
but Sarah was
that out.
yeah, I
involved.
don't
Yeah.
remember
I
that.
thought
The
they-
Adelgid is there, and
Yeah,
my two
yeah, it
walkthroughs,
Yeah.
even the smaller, little tiny plant trees, saplings and
Have-
baby trees are.
have it as well.
Mhm.
That's too bad.
Are getting hit. And strangely enough, when I was up in southern Adirondacks on both sides of Lake George, I didn't see a hint of it. I was turning over every hemlock I came by. I didn't see it there.
I think there was, I know I shared a bit in the top about the invasive species week.
Mhm.
And so there was a lot of nice hits on that, and so it tied in, I mentioned
Good.
with your article, so, I think it got a lot of eyes.
Good.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
yeah, if anybody's got a topic, just send it to me by June 21st. Edith's not here to talk about the display case. She was gonna talk to you maybe about doing ponds. work.
Yeah, I'm trying to visit, this place called National Pond Service on Swamp Road in Gorham. Trying to it's by appointment,
Okay.
but they do consulting and they
Hmm.
sell the koi fish, but you have to make an appointment to go there.
Okay.
So Edith and I want to go, but we're very busy this time of year, ma'am, and I'm not quite, I said, well, when you get freed up, I'd love to come out. So we're kind of there. but they're local. That's why I thought it'd be really a good idea to visit them and, but their website is very, all kinds of information on their website.
Nice.
So we're in the process of trying to get this going.
Perfect.
Will we someday be suggesting native fish instead of invasive?
That would be good.
Some of those invasive
Mhm.
aqua life have reaped some real havoc.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, we mentioned the June 10th meeting and did everybody do the survey?
Yeah, I did.
It wasn't an easy survey to
I
do.
didn't make many comments though, because I'm like, I like to keep my comments to myself.
I mean,
Because I think I have to kind of watch.
I did.
We do work among the town, so,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Some of the
some
politics.
things I don't know. But I did answer some of the questions.
Let's see, July, I'm hoping we have a much shorter because there's a quieter month.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do updates on our projects. So people can bring whatever they're working on to that. And let's see, the CBA letter. Did anybody have any updates or comments?
Yeah, I thought the same, very good letter.
I tried to get some more information than just for that particular application, so
Yeah.
maybe they could use it in the future.
But the thing that's missing is the lack of monitoring.
Right.
That, I mean, how do you do that? I mean, how do you stand the stakes? Send Mike out,
Yeah.
visiting every lawn to see what they're doing, what they're,
There's, it's just like when people put in ideas for their mitigation and the site plans, we have no monitoring of that, they
Right.
can mow it down the next year.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes, they could.
So, and I think the way that the code enforcement officers are busy, it's not gonna be high on their list of priorities unless somebody complains that, you know, there's flooding or somebody's
Right.
water's running from somebody else's property
Yeah.
or something.
But as far as impacting on the quality of the water in the lake, how much monitoring actually goes on? I mean, is there sampling at different points along the shore that they
I'm not
could,
sure.
you know, I'm thinking like, you know, with COVID, they test wastewater to see, you know, if a population has increased in the endemic amount of COVID, you know, because something kind of analogous be done looking at lake water where you see a bump, an increase in pesticides or whatever in the sediment or in the water itself, and that would kind of focus in on a particular area. I don't know, again, you know, how do you
It might be like a
ensure?
watershed people question.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe they would, and then if you did detect a certain area in sediment or in the water, they say, well, there's a problem here. I don't know. And our water's pretty good.
Yeah.
so
One of
far.
the planning board members had brought in, what was the planning board last year, they had brought in a company to talk, and they do real-time monitoring of lake water and stuff like that.
Wow.
And the person was sending me email, but I'm like, I can't like do that, but you know, it's something that, you know, we could suggest it. I know when I wrote up the thing for incentive zoning for Joan Brothers, it was one of the things I suggested in there was the real-time monitoring. They
Yeah.
could sponsor that and pay for
Yeah.
that outside their marina, and
Right,
that would be a good thing for the lake and,
yeah, and if there's problems, and, you know, really trying to double down on
yeah,
looking at drainage and
yeah.
what people are using under lawns, but.
The other issue is that as residents, we can try and do our part, but there's also agricultural interests in the town that are, well, their economic foundation.
Right.
And when farmers are putting chemicals on the field, pesticides, fertilizers,
Mhm.
how do you tell them you can't, you don't, but that's, I
hard to
think
do
that
that.
that's where much of the problem comes from.
Yeah,
So we're trying to do our part in a very small way, but I think that the larger problem is all those
Yeah.
chemicals coming down from farm fields.
yeah,
But they need to make a living.
That's true.
So
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Watershed Association has on their website. They have monitored 2
Right.
sites.
Right.
They do monitor 2 sites?
Yeah, northeast, Kitchener Gully,
Yep.
Mhm.
and then south side off Willow Grove Point.
Yeah.
They go out bi-weekly from June to the end of September.
Hmm.
8 sampling sessions, surface deeper, and they do water temperature, Setchi dish. which are
Mhm.
the-
Right.
Yeah, clarity.
Clarity, yeah.
Conductivity, pH, color, phosphorus, nitrogen.
Okay,
That's good to
chlorophyll A,
know.
Calcium and chloride.
I'm not looking for any chemicals, other than the nutrients,
No, but also monitoring for like harmful algal blooms.
Right. yeah,
That would be something to keep in mind. It doesn't have to be like somebody sitting on a lake with an incentive zoning, but it is something that we could maybe offer as something that would be a benefit to the
Mhm.
town is
Mhm.
maybe more real-time
yeah,
monitoring or sampling. And maybe a different location than that
Mhm.
they're doing. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see more incentive zoning. But we could also suggest things like that would protect like the creeks and gullies more too.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think Sarah Reynolds in the last open space meeting, she had shared something about a grant from the DEC that's designed to help protect drinking water.
Right.
And what it is it's supposed to like map out stuff for you, and then you can use that in other
Mhm.
plans and initiatives.
Yeah,
But that's what the grant would be for, and the DEC, I believe, would help you do
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, that sounded interesting.
Yeah, it did.
Talking about it.
It did sound really interesting.
No, it's not some of the.
So, yes, I agree, monitoring is a gap, but it's something that we're not doing,
Yeah.
so. I couldn't say that we were.
And if we could, there's the cost, whatever the cost might be,
Right.
to hire some company to do that and get that all approved and stuff like that there, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So was there anything else you would like me to add or change or anything?
That was a good letter.
No, very good.
Okay, I will send that off to the ZBA. I will also copy the town staff and I'll probably copy the planning board chair as well. So I'll copy all you guys as well. Sign our names. So, let's see. I'm down through my list of things. Anybody have anything that they'd like to talk about?
You sent our training points to us.
I did.
Yeah.
Since you're new, you have to do 12 hours. It's just where ECB, it can be on a lot of different topics. So I'm sure you probably attend various training or different things, so just send me information about that and I can get it to the sheet. So it's 12 hours by the end of the year. We also have, there's municipal things that you can check out. We have them at the bottom of the agenda.
Yeah, I saw this, okay.
And it will be things on like, what does the ZBA do, you know? And it will talk about, you know, the zoning board functions or planning board and like these, they're the municipal boot camp ones. They have an hour a month that you can, it's like one night webinar, you know, it's 1 hour. So there's things like that that just help you with the whole municipal process.
Okay.
That you can take if you want, and, but we're really kind of You know, if it applies,
You know, if it teaches you more about,
ooh. Take it back.
There's a lot to learn. so.
There's a lot to learn,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Good. I think that's it, unless anybody else has anything.
Is our July meeting on the 11th? The 4th, it's Thursday.
We're gonna have to make it a short meeting, because the ag committee is also on the 11th. Same room. They start at 6, so we will have a 1 hour limit. But yeah, if anybody's got anything on their projects, I sent out the thing on the split lot. It was the quorum
Yeah,
law.
Yeah.
So, if anybody's got anything they'd like to suggest on that, otherwise, I'd like to pass along the ordinance.
I wonder how many properties like that we actually have now.
The split lots.
Yeah, there's quite a few,
Are there quite a few?
yeah.
So. I thought it made sense.
Yeah.
It does.
Good way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
It does,
The
because,
only change from that is I think they put like 25% for a value. I would make it whatever is the underlying zoning district, whatever the value is for that.
Mhm.
I think it was lot coverage or something.
Yeah,
I thought it was short and sweet.
yeah,
Short and sweet. Of course,
so get to the point.
the ordinance can still talk about short and sweet for 3 hours. All righty,
Good.
if we're good, I just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so
Oh,
much,
yeah, yeah.
everyone.